Welcome to With Karen D, the podcast, the place where we get real about one thing. Good things do not come to those who wait. Good things come to those who go out and get it. So, what have you been waiting for? Faking it until you make it does not work. So, stop wasting your time. Stop listening to those people who are telling you that crap because it doesn't work. I remember working with a client. They are a CEO and they have everything that you could possibly imagine. So they've got that office on the top floor. They have an office with a shower, a lounge area. They've got the family, they've got kids, they have a garage full of cars. Everything from the outside looked totally on point. When you saw them, you thought that they were happy. Their employees love them. They look like they had a great marriage. And a lot of people believe that money solves everything. And does money solve everything? No, not everything. It'll solve a large amount of issues that you can financially deal with. The real answer is this: money cannot replace how you feel about yourself. That's why self belief is the foundation of who and how you show up in this world. And that's exactly why faking it until you make it doesn't work. Faking it until you make it is simply a waste of time. And here's what I want to tell you about it. When you fake it until you make it, you get stuck in this cycle of being fake. Just think about it. I'm going to fake it until I make it. It creates this whole cycle of you being inauthentic. It literally increases your anxiety. Just think about it. Every time that you showed up, you had to put on a mask. You have to question yourself because you may be found out. When you fake it until you make it, it increases your self-doubt. And in truth, it leads to burnout, and it truly damages or has a capacity to damage long-term credibility. We often talk about imposter syndrome, and I know imposter syndrome is a buzzword for a lot of people. When you fake it until you make it, it deepens your imposter syndrome. The core issues that underlie your self-belief is that you're not authentic and your authentic self is not enough. So if you keep faking it until you make it, you're consistently and constantly pretending, and it reinforces the fear about being found out as a fraud. The other thing that it does when you fake it until you make it is that it also increases you feeling exhausted and you burning out because you once again have to maintain this fake facade of perfection. And that requires so much mental and emotional energy. And who wants to do that? Here's what you need to start to do instead. Number one, you need to start to embrace humility. Be honest with where you are in your journey, in your life, in your profession. Admit to your limitations. People believe that when you admit to limitations, it shows weakness, but it doesn't. It allows you to show how strong you are and how okay you are with yourself. That, you know what? I might be here, but I don't know everything. And I'm so open to other people helping me out. Admitting to limitations, it allows you to ask questions and get the support that you need. And that helps with you learning and growing. The other thing you want to do in place of faking it until you make it is literally focus on growth and not goals. I'll say it again. I want you to focus on your growth and not focus on your goals. You want to shift your focus from these big gestures to consistent, small steps, just gradual growth. And I want you in the process to celebrate the small wins, celebrate those small successes, and look at those things that didn't work, or if you want to call them, look at those failures as a part of the learning process, because you cannot keep moving forwards unless you have shifts where things don't work. So you can course correct and learn what the right way is. When we don't fail, for lack of a better word, we don't know what the right thing is ever, right? The next thing you want to do is practice self compassion. Couldn't you just treat yourself with a little bit of kindness and a little bit of understanding when you face a setback? The same way you would when you're working with someone. If it didn't work for them, are you kind of pointing in their face and telling them they suck? Of course we're not. So why are we doing it to ourselves? When we practice self compassion, it literally builds resilience and it helps us become healthier. And it's more sustainable when we practice self compassion when things work and when things don't work. The other one is this to do in place of faking it until you make it. Be courageous. We don't use this word often enough. What we hear that's overused is you have to be more confident. And the root of being confident is being courageous, taking action without you being perfectly prepared, but being willing to learn in the process, taking action and not being committed to the perfect outcome, but being committed to you taking that step and taking the action. You see, when we focus on something other than what we can control because of the outcome is something that involves other people, we have no control over what the outcome will look like. In those cases, all we have control over is what we commit to, if we actually do it or we don't. And I never use the word try because there is no such thing. You're either doing it or you're not doing it. You're making a decision. So you decide. So when you commit to taking the action, your energy around it and how you feel about it is not connected to the outcome, which might not be something that you can dictate anyway. Those are the realities about when it comes to faking it until you make it and how it actually works or if it actually works. And I want you to ask yourself this question. Do I want to go around faking it and hiding my true self? Or would I rather people know who I truly am, what I'm good at, where I'm still growing, and what I'm willing to learn? See, it's not about your weaknesses because with your weaknesses, your quote unquote weaknesses, you can find other people around you to support you in those areas. No one was put on this earth to know the right answer to absolutely every facet of life, to every issue, to every industry. That's just not realistic. So if faking it until you make it is deepening your imposter syndrome, I really challenge you to step outside of it and show up as who you truly are and allow people to choose. Is this enough for them? Is he not enough for them? But the biggest thing is when you show up as your true self, walk into those spaces knowing that no matter what other people think about you, you like yourself. And when people see you and see that you're comfortable in your own skin, that's when you truly become irresistible. When you have a willingness to say, you know what, I do know how to do this. And at the same time, confidently be able to say, you know what, I do not know how to do that, but I'm open to getting some support and learning how to. That is true strength. That is true confidence. And we need more of those people in the world. So, my question to you is now your time to stop faking it until you make it, or will you continue and deepen your imposter syndrome? This is Karen D signing off.